Good morning, friends. I am DB Mhesne, and we are here to discuss various points of grammar. Brothers and sisters, if we want to learn a foreign language, and that is English, we need to learn all the grammatical points and topics and aspects. We should try to understand the grammatical concepts well, and then we shall be able to use the language correctly and fluently. If we want accuracy, we must go through grammar. Our today's topic is clauses introduction. I want all you to learn, to understand, to know what a clause is. Your concept should be clear about clauses. So, what is a clause then? But before that, let us consider phrase and clause. What is the difference between a phrase and a clause? Brothers and sisters, a phrase is a group of words which makes sense but not complete sense. For example, in front of, on the ground, look for, be angry with. These are phrases. Each of these phrases make a sense but not complete sense. Okay? And clause is the part of a sentence which consists of subject and predicate. Remember, clause is the part of a sentence which consists of a subject and a predicate. Without predicate or without subject, there cannot be a clause. Predicate means it means that there should be a finite verb in the clause, and then it is called a clause. A predicate consists of a finite verb and other information. And a subject is the unit of a clause or sentence about which something is said. Okay? So let us repeat. Phrase is the group of words which makes sense but does not make a complete sense. And clause is the part of a sentence which consists of a subject and a predicate. But in complex and compound sentences, there are clauses. So, clause is the part of a sentence which consists of a subject and a predicate. For example, children who played cricket in the parking were scolded. Look at this sentence. This is a complex sentence. Okay, it starts from children, ends here on scolded. This sentence is having clauses. For example, who played cricket? This is a clause. Who played cricket? This is a clause. This is subject. Who played cricket? Predicate. This is finite verb. Subject, predicate, clause. Again, children who played cricket in the parking. This is the clause. Who played cricket in the parking. This is the clause. Children were scolded. This is another clause. This sentence consists of two clauses. Children were scolded. This is one clause. And who played in the parking. This is one clause. Therefore, I repeat once again. Clause is the part of a sentence. Clause is the part of a sentence. This sentence consists of two parts. That is two clauses. Let us proceed to the next sentence. She could not pass the exam as she was ill. This sentence also is having two clauses. Yeah, there could be more than two clauses. In a complex sentence or compound sentence, there could be at least two clauses or more than two clauses. There may be as many as clauses in the sentence. She could not pass the exam. This is a clause. As she was ill. This is a clause. Now, brothers and sisters, let us proceed to the basic types of clauses. Once again I repeat. Clause is the part of a sentence. Okay? Clause is the part of a sentence which is having one subject and one predicate. Without subject and predicate, there cannot be a clause. A phrase is only a group of words having no subject, having no predicate, having no finite verb. But clause is having a subject and a predicate that is finite verb. Brothers and sisters, let us proceed to the next thing then. But before that, once again, sentence, a sub-sentence in a sentence. A sub-sentence in a complex sentence or compound sentence is a clause. Okay. Clauses have two basic types, brothers and sisters. Clauses, it has two basics. Okay, they have two basic types. Main clause, it is called the principal clause. It is called the independent clause. Okay, and subordinate clause, that is dependent clause. Main clause, which is also called principal clause, independent clause, and subordinate clause, which is also called dependent clause. Brothers and sisters, let me tell you, a main clause is a clause which can make complete sense on its own, which does not have to depend upon the completion of meaning on the other clause of the sentence. On its own, it can make a complete sense. For example, in this example, in the second example here, brothers and sisters, in the second example here, children were scolded. This is the main clause. And this, it is called main clause or principal clause or independent clause because on its own it can make a complete sense. Children were scolded. Children were scolded. Complete sense. But the other clause in this sentence, who played cricket in the parking? Who played cricket in the parking? This is another clause. But this clause cannot make complete sense on its own. It has to be dependent upon the main clause for the completion of word. Yeah. If we read only that clause, okay? Who played cricket in the parking? This is incomplete. Who played cricket in the parking? This is incomplete. And it is incomplete, therefore it is called subordinate clause because it has to be dependent upon. It has to depend upon. It needs the help of the main clause to complete the meaning. Okay? The second example, she could not pass the exam. This is main clause. As she was in, this is subordinate clause. She could not pass the exam. This clause can make a complete sense on its own. But as she was in, this clause cannot make a complete sense on its own. Therefore, she could not pass the exam is the main clause. As she was in is the subordinate clause. So, brothers and sisters, once again I repeat, a phrase is only a group of words which cannot make complete sense. It makes sense, but not complete sense. There is no finite verb in a phrase. There is no subject and predicate in a phrase. But clause is the part of a complex or compound sentence. A part which consists of a subject and predicate. That is a subject and a finite verb. And it is clause. Clause is the part of a complex or compound sentence. Okay? In the other words, clause is the sub-sentence. Okay. The basic types of clause. Once again, let me tell you, there could be at least two clauses in a complex or compound sentence, but there could be more than two clauses in the complex or compound sentences. No problem. Basic types of clauses. Basic types. Basically, clauses are divided, classified according to their function in two types. That is main clause, which is also called the independent clause, the principal clause, and subordinate clause, which is also called the dependent clause. The main clause in a complex or compound sentence, the main clause can make complete sense on its own. Let me tell you, brothers and sisters, a subordinate clause exists only in a complex sentence. In compound sentence, there are only main clauses. But in a complex sentence, there is a main clause and one or many subordinate clauses. Main clause is the clause which can make a complete sense on its own. And subordinate clause cannot make complete sense on its own. It has to depend upon the main clause for the completion of the meaning. That is, without the main clause, the subordinate clause cannot make a complete sense. And let me tell you, in the complex sentences, mostly the subordinate clauses are connected or joined with subordinating conjunctions. A number of subordinating conjunctions are there. Who, when, wherever, whoever, because, since, till, until, if, unless, though, although, than, as, so that. A number of subordinating clauses are there. Okay. Subordinating conjunctions connect the subordinate clause with the main clause. Or sometimes subordinating conjunctions are omitted. They are not there in the sentence. So, brothers and sisters, once again I repeat, phrase is a group of words which can make sense but not complete sense. A phrase does not have any finite verb, any subject or predicate. The clause is a part of a sentence. A clause consists of subject and predicate, that is finite verb. In complex sentences, there is a main clause and one or more than one subordinate clauses. The clause which can make a complete sense on its own is called the main clause, and the clause which cannot make complete sense on its own, which has to depend upon the main clause for the completion of the meaning, is subordinate clause. And in the next session, brothers and sisters, we will learn the kinds of subordinate clauses. But before I end, let me tell you, brothers and sisters, that the main clause does not have any kinds or types, because it has only one function. It is the main part of the complex or compound sentence, particularly complex sentence. There are no variety of functions related to the main clause. But subordinate clause functions differently in the complex sentence. Sometimes it is the subject or object or complement. That is, it plays the work of a noun. So it is noun clause. Sometimes the subordinate clause describes the noun in the main clause. That is it plays the work of an adjective. So it is adjective clause. And in some sentences, the subordinate clause modifies the verb. That is, it plays the function of an adverb. So it is adverb clause. Again, there are sub kinds of the adverb clauses. When the subordinate clause describes the time of the action, it is adverb clause of time. When the subordinate clause describes the place of the action, it is adverb clause of place. When the subordinate clause places a contrast to the action in the main clause, it is adverb clause of contrast. When the subordinate clause gives the purpose of the action, it is adverb clause of purpose. When the subordinate clause gives the reason of the action, it is adverb clause of reason. When the subordinate clause places a condition to the action in the main clause, it is adverb clause of condition. When the subordinate clause gives the manner of the action, it is adverb clause of manner. When the subordinate clause presents a comparison, makes a comparison between the verbs or actions, it is adverb clause of comparison of degree or adverb clause of comparison of manner. Brothers and sisters, this is how we should understand the concepts of grammar. Understanding the concept is quite important, brothers and sisters. Yeah, because English is not our mother tongue, it is not a language which is generally spoken in our vicinity. It is a foreign language for us. We are not native speaker of the language. We are non-native users of English language, and being non-native users of that language, we need to learn, to study, to understand, and to know each and every aspect of the language of the grammar well, and then we can use the language accurately. Accuracy is our object. Yeah, and therefore, once again, brothers and sisters, I tell you, this is Maisne's YouTube channel for learning English grammar. And let me tell you, brothers and sisters, I am having 35 years of experience of teaching English, and I shall be coming to you through this medium of YouTube channel and presenting before you various aspects of grammar, the outcome of my 35 years of experience, innovations, creations, techniques, methods. There are a number of topics. We shall touch upon methods of English learning and teaching. We shall touch upon all the items and all the topics of grammar, right from tenses, right from parts of speech to the clauses and simple and complex compound sentences and narration and degree. All the topics will be covered. I request all you to view this video. I request all you to subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.